gonna look on Google Trends tomorrow for Al
Yeah.
Roker shitting himself, and if there's not a spike from
Mhm.
today, then
Yeah,
we know.
we failed.
Yeah, we know we failed.
Hey, how you doing, listeners? This is Universa. It's another episode of Serving Up Comics, which is a podcast under the Waffle Press, so you don't get confused. But this is a very fun episode that I have planned. I have my friend and coworker, and also a One Piece expert to explain to me One Piece, which we can now talk about because it's not struck anymore because we weren't scabbing. But I have my friend Vinny Celesti. How you doing, Vinny?
Doing great. How you doing, Gene?
Doing good. I got my tea, got my other, I don't know, other stuff here to podcast with.
I don't have anything. I'm
Yeah,
flying blind.
it's all good. So you don't need anything.
All I need is One Piece.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm
That's
here
all you
for.
need. Yeah, you're the One Piece expert. But Vinny, it's good to have you on. I think we've been trying to have you on for a little bit. So now you're finally here. It
I
feels
feel like
good.
it feels like it's been like 2 years.
2 years.
You're like,
Yeah.
oh, we gotta have you on, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like, yeah, maybe I feel like back then I was like, yeah, maybe when the One Piece live action comes out,
Yeah.
we could do a One Piece episode, and
Mm-hmm.
it did come out. It was real.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. And it was actually good. It was actually good.
It was actually good. The most surprising thing of all was that
Yeah.
it wasn't bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm glad about that, even though I had no connection to One Piece until you started telling me to watch
I
it.
I feel
Well,
like
mhm,
the internet is experiencing such a One Piece renaissance right now.
mhm,
The past couple years of being a One Piece fan have been amazing. Since like 2019, just the anime, like the production has
mhm.
gotten so much better. It for a while did not look good. It was kind of just like a generic looking anime, nothing
Yeah, it
special.
was
But
on 4 Kids at the 4 Kids dub.
yeah, that's even longer. But yeah, they like the anime has been looking incredible. They've tapped like really talented directors and the animators to work on the show. The manga has been all gas. The live action was good. It feels like
Mhm.
everybody's talking about One Piece, and it's a good time to be a One Piece fan.
It seems like it. It seems like it. But before we get into One Piece, because it's like have some notes here, can you tell us a little bit about yourself for the listeners? So,
Uh I'm just a guy. There's nothing interesting about me.
yeah.
I'm a video editor.
Uh-huh.
Um I like to shitpost.
Shit
Um,
posting is good. Yeah,
Shitposting is good.
we're the few
Uh,
last shit posters on Twitter before the whole thing crashes.
I'm going down with the ship. The captain goes down with the ship.
Yeah, we're gonna be
Um,
with the mice.
yeah, I'm
Still,
playing the violin. I am performing as everybody evacuates. I'm staying.
I'll stay with you to play that violin.
Yeah,
That
thank you.
I
It's been an
forgot.
honor. It's been an honor serving with you, Gene.
Yeah, what's the song? It's like God Tis of Thee or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
it.
know.
I think that's the song they're playing at the
This
end of
isn't
the
the Titanic podcast. I
Titanic.
didn't prep. I This is the
No, it's
One
all right.
Piece episode.
But it's we'll get the last couple shit posts on Twitter because it's like I guess they lost all their advertisers too.
Yeah, that I saw Elon was like, if you stop advertising with us, fuck you. Like, it's a good strategy. I
It is.
really think it's gonna make a turnaround. Yeah,
Some bold
any
strategy.
any day now, Bob
Yeah.
Iger is gonna put money back into advertising on Twitter.
I hope that works out for him.
Yeah,
I don't know. Bold strategy, Cotton. Uh, and yeah, no, some good shit posting yesterday. Kissinger died too.
very apropos that Kissinger died the day before we're recording this
Yeah.
because Luffy canonically would have killed Henry Kissinger.
Yeah, Luffy politically is aligned anarchist, right?
Well, Luffy doesn't really have like an ideology. He's
Mhm.
just like about freedom, but One Piece has an ideology. Like
Oh, okay.
Oda has an ideology. Luffy's just kind of there. But if someone explained to him what Kissinger did, Luffy would have been like he would have killed him.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Only the good die young. That's why he lives so long.
that is true. He was a
Yeah.
warlock who lived to 100 years old.
Yeah. That's he's down there somewhere looking up.
I can only hope. I can only
You
hope
know,
that it's
yeah.
real.
But before before we talk about One Piece, we usually do this with our guest. What have you been watching besides One Piece?
What have I been
Or like
watching?
anything you want, like
That's
reading?
reading. I've
Yeah.
been reading One Piece.
Okay.
I can recommend the One Piece manga.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been watching. What
have,
have I been watching? Nothing. There's nothing good on
have you
anymore.
no? Have you seen any like movies or anything or like
Oh, I saw.
anything?
Well, I saw Boogie Nights for the first
Oh,
time
okay.
recently.
Yeah.
It's a very LA thing, but the
Hmm.
Egyptian theater just reopened.
It's a nice theater.
It's
I'm glad you got to see it because it's been down for 3 years.
Yeah, I was never there. I'm like newish to LA, so I didn't
Hmm.
get to. I've never been to the Egyptian. Was never there before it closed. But
Yeah.
yeah, saw Boogie Nights on 70 millimeter. Great movie. I love watching movies on film. Love
Hmm.
going to the theater.
Yeah, it's a good movie until it's a good time until it's not.
Yeah,
Cocaine is a hell of a drug. It's bad. We
yeah.
learned that from that. It's kind of a downer, but you liked it though. You liked it, right?
Oh yeah, it was great. That's a great film.
Hmm. It's awesome. I love Paul Thomas Anderson. Love that
Yeah,
theater too. Yeah, he captures how it is to live in the valley
yeah.
really
You
well.
saw Scott Pilgrim there, right?
I did. Yeah, I saw Scott Pilgrim. It was awesome. Yeah, I me and some friends went, and it was before the anime. Love that anime.
Hmm.
I'm gonna sing that praise for Takes Off because it's so stupid. It's so funny. I love that show so much. But yeah, Scott Pilgrim. This is like the third or the fourth time I've seen it in a theater since it came out. I think that's my favorite Edgar Wright film. One of
Really?
my yeah, I think so. Yeah, because he does such a good job. He's like he really makes you feel like
I love
it's yeah.
I love Scott Pilgrim, but I
Hmm.
did have this discussion literally yesterday that
Hmm.
my favorite Edgar Wright film is it's Shaun of the Dead.
Sean Denham. That's a good choice. That is a
Yeah,
good choice. There's no wrong answers
I
to
think
that.
there are a couple wrong answers.
Yeah, it's probably Baby Driver because it
Baby
has all.
Driver, I think, would be a wrong answer.
I think retroactively it is because it has all the not so good people in it now, as it turns out.
That's every movie.
But it's like all like more so, yeah. It's just like everyone came out of the woodwork in that movie that they're terrible.
Yeah,
It's like
it's like a if you looked at did you like a right wing like how Gina Carano does
mhm.
stuff for like
Daily
bench
Wire,
Daily
Daily Wire,
Wire.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like a Daily Wire cast. like
Yeah.
you look like
Oh
I
wait,
would
wait.
love to see Paul Sorvino get him back to life
Hmm.
and put him in a Daily Wire movie with
They'll hire anybody to
yeah, with Angelina Jolie's dad.
mhm.
Uh I'm not even gonna speak his name.
Yeah.
Let's get Kevin Spacey in
Kevin
there.
Sorbo, Dean,
Kevin
yeah.
Sorbo. He's like not canceled. He's just sucks, right?
Yeah, everyone's known he sucked for a while.
Okay.
Yeah. Dean Kane was in there.
Dean Kane.
Yeah, I was gonna say because there was a latest announcement of another Daily Wire movie. Danny Trejo, throw him in there because
Yeah, I saw that today.
yeah,
It was Danny Trejo, Patrick Warburton, and Rob Riggle.
Rob Riggle, yeah.
It's
I'm gonna
like, what are you guys
mhm.
doing?
I was gonna make the case. Someone made the case for Danny Trejo. It's bad that he's in a Daily Wire movie, but someone was just like, yeah, if you pay him enough, he'll be in anything. He's not gonna check. He's not checking. He'd
I
just be
guess.
like, yeah, because
Yeah.
if they pay him, yeah, because he'll be in like student films, but probably shouldn't be in a conservative company or not a company, a right wing. Like I don't know what how to describe the
The
Daily
show
Wire.
is not going to be good. Like
No,
that's
yeah,
the worst part is like well of there's multiple worst parts, but it's
yeah.
the show's going to be ass and you know, I guess Trejo's Tacos must not be doing well.
Yeah, I mean they charge like $6 a taco, so it's but they're good though. Like, yeah, but I guess he needs extra money. before we get on to One Piece, I'll say one more thing about all the Daily Wire movies because they're like, I hate those so much because like they're like reactionary. They have like no like opinion of their own. Like they're only reacting to like, oh, what is Hollywood? Like the woke people, what do we're gonna do like a counterculture? And it's like, yeah, they're making a woke Snow White, so we're gonna make a Snow White. And like, do you like Snow White? And they're like, no, but we gotta beat them at their own game. It's like you don't like have like any sort of like opinion that's not like a response to something. Like they
Yeah.
don't, yeah.
Like nobody gave a shit about Gina Carano until she started saying stupid things, and everybody's like, actually, I've always loved Gina Carano. Personally,
Yeah.
I was a big fan the whole time.
Oh yeah, she was good in Deadpool as that one
Mm-hmm.
character, and
She's good
F-
as the same character in every
mm-hmm.
show she's been in.
She was on a Fox TV show. I think she was on. It's like Almost Human. I don't know what it's called. Bless you.
Mhm.
But yeah, I
Thank
don't
you.
know. Yeah, it's yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the less said
Sorry, I'm
about
allergic to Gina Carano. I'm allergic to the Daily Wire.
yeah, it's bad. They're terrible. Yeah, they had to move out of California because it's like so bad here. Kind of, it's like the worst. Yeah, apparently.
The
Anyway,
the
yeah,
opposite of the Daily Wire
yeah.
is One
One
Piece.
Piece. Okay.
It
All
is the
right.
opposite.
So this is what we came here. This is what we're here for.
This is
Bringing
what
you
we're
in.
here.
Main discussion. We won't get off track, hopefully. So One Piece. This is a show that you have told me about for almost 2 years now,
I
and
have
I think so. Yeah, on Twitter, on messages, on Discord, and
my
now.
daily life. I just
Really.
a fucking One Piece billboard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like.
everybody gets to that point. You under people who like One Piece in the audience, you understand. At a certain point, you become one of those people. You say
Mm-hmm,
you won't, but you do.
mm-hmm.
It's awful, but I I have people, despite me always talking about this show
Yes.
and trying to get everybody to watch it and succeeding and getting a
Yeah.
bunch of people into it,
Mm-hmm.
they have told me you should have tried harder. I would have done it earlier. And it's like, there's no winning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's well, I'll go with that. I liked it. I'm watching the Netflix show. That was what I did specifically for this. So like we'll talk about the Netflix show later in the discussion. But you
Mm-hmm.
got me a fan. I've been enjoying it. I don't know how hard I want to go into this fandom because this seems like a huge life commitment. But we're here because it's like you're an expert. What is the lore of the show? Like what is like who is Monkey D. Luffy? Like it's been around for 25 years, right?
Yeah, One Piece has
Yeah,
been around for 25 years. The the lore
because
of One
there's a
Piece,
thousand episodes. A
there
thousand episodes.
there's 1,000 episodes. Chapter 1,100 is about to come out this weekend. So the lore is surprisingly hard to explain
Mm-hmm,
because while it looks unassuming on the surface and initially, especially in the live action,
mm-hmm,
it's like, oh, it's just a normal world, but you have corrupt governments, you
mm-hmm.
have ancient beings, you have space people from space, you have, you know, these incredibly these ancient weapons. There's all these things that are it's a mountain of knowledge that is impossible to explain. But at its core, One Piece is it's just a fun adventure. It's a fun adventure with political themes
Mm-hmm.
of freedom and liberation,
Yeah,
and it's just about having a good time. Just having a
yeah.
good time with your friends.
With the dudes.
Exactly.
Yeah, with the homies.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like the creator. He's like also like he's kind of I don't want to butcher his name. Um, but
Etra Oda.
yeah, Trout. Thank you. But yeah, he seems like kind of like I wouldn't say like a Calvin and Hobbes, like the Calvin and Hobbes creator, but he's kind of like he has a mystique to him. He has a mysteriousness.
He
He was
doesn't
at
like to show his face anymore.
yeah, like
He used to early on, but like now,
mhm.
and I respect that he
He's like
has
Daft
like his
Punk.
privacy. Yeah, he's like Daft Punk. He's like a what's that guy Yoko Taro? He's like
Yeah.
you'll never see his face. he was at the LA premiere of the live action, which I got sick and I did not go to, and I'll regret for
Oh,
the rest of my life.
damn.
Because I would have everybody I know, like, this is Mark Wahlberg. If I was on that plane, it wouldn't have went down like that. If I was at the live action,
Mhm.
I would have recognized
You would
him.
have recognized him. You
Nobody
would have,
else did. I would have snuffed him out. I would have been like,
yeah.
hmm.
It's like Charlie's Angels when they see Charlie at the beach and no one notices him except that one
Yeah.
guy. Except Drew Barrymore, you would have been like that. You're like,
I would have been the
oh,
I would have been the I would have talked to him. I would
hmm,
have we would be friends.
yeah, he'd be,
Um
yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, and then yeah, he was just there and he didn't say anything. But yeah, I wonder if anyone was like, this mysterious older man that's at the background of this thing, is that, no, it can't be.
I'm glad that he can maintain his privacy, because like One Piece is so insanely popular that
Yeah,
it'd be impossible to go outside without just being, you know, inundated with fans, especially in Japan.
yeah,
Like
especially.
you could be like a Stan Lee where you become the face of your brand.
Hmm.
But you know, Oda probably just wants to go to the grocery store every once in a while and
Yeah,
not be mobbed.
yeah.
So if he wants his privacy, I'm glad he can have it.
Yeah, because it's like look at Ano from Evangelion. He seems like really depressed here and there. It's like
That's
Ano's,
just that's just him though. He just
yeah.
I think he would be depressed if people didn't recognize him.
Ano, yeah, Ano's like so dramatic. I was gonna say someone, my friend Terrence, will give him a name shout. He said Ano is like the Quentin Tarantino for anime because it's like he just like referencing stuff. He's just like, like I forgot how I described it, but like, yeah, I love Ano, but yeah,
Yeah, he keeps saying he's gonna quit.
goodness, yeah, I keep saying he's gonna quit. But yeah, yeah, no, the creator, yeah, good for him. But yeah, the what is your earliest memory of One Piece? I'm very curious. This is a question I had down because this has been around for a while, but when did you
It
get
has
into it?
been.
When did it become your like go-to?
I do actually remember my the first time I've ever seen anything, or at least like consciously seen anything One Piece related. It was a Toonami bumper
Mm,
back in the like early mid 2000s.
yeah, they had some good
Um,
ones.
I was like a Naruto kid growing
Okay,
up.
I feel sorry for you, but it's all right.
I had stopped. I had stopped watching Naruto
I
like
think,
over a decade ago. So
yeah, that's good.
I don't have skin in the game. This isn't a battle. But I was a Naruto kid. I'd watch it on Tsunami, and I remember seeing like a Four Kids,
Hmm.
because the Four Kids dub aired on Tsunami,
Yeah,
like a
that's right.
bumper, and I was like, what the fuck is this stretchy guy with the annoying voice? This looks horrible.
Hmm.
I hate the art style. This is awful. And I explicitly avoided it because the bumper was so bad. I was like, I don't like this. I
You don't
don't
like it at
even want
all.
to think about
Did
this.
did the bumper have did it have like the Peter Cullen voice? Because it's like he's in all Toonami bumpers where he's like, Goku must get the tree of might.
You
Pull
know,
out.
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
It was probably just Tom, Toonami Tom,
Oh, okay.
telling you
Yeah.
that One Piece is on next. I'm like, I'm turning the fucking channel. I don't want to watch this weird kid. And then
Hmm.
eventually I did yeah, I found it on, maybe like left it on, and I started watching it, and it wasn't bad. It was really weird, and like the score was awful, and the sound effects were weird,
The four kid, yeah, the four
and
kid stuff is notoriously bad, right?
yeah, but there was still beneath, like, everything on the surface, everything they added to it was so bad, but you could still kind of feel like, oh, this is like, there's something cool there.
Hmm.
But it's also, it's just, I don't think people talk about this enough. It's hard to follow because
Yeah.
of all the dialogue changes and the weird
Hmm.
stuff. It's like impossible to tell what's actually going on, which is kind of important in One Piece because there is a lot going on, especially as you move forward.
Yeah.
So I just remember like always being confused. I'm like, wait, where are they? What are they trying to do? I don't understand what's going on. Everybody's
Yeah.
making toilet jokes,
There was a
and
lot of that on
Zoro
Four Kids.
is
Yeah.
barking like a dog. What is going on, man?
You gave it a
And
try.
I like bounced off of it after the Four Kids Dub ended, and then
Hmm.
in high school, I started having like people like just talk about it, like, hey, remember that weird Toonami show, One Piece? I was like, yeah, didn't that get canceled? He's like, no, it's like a manga, it's like an anime in Japan. It's actually really good. You should give it another try.
Yeah.
After years of that, I was like, whatever, I'll try this thing. I've already invested some amount of time into it.
Hmm.
And they're right. It's so good.
It's yeah, it seems like it because it's like I know so many people that praise it, people that I respect and admire. So I'm like, all right, like this has to be good because it's
Yeah.
like why would people be like that obsessed with it? You know?
It's definitely one of those like trust me, like just like
Right.
I know what this looks like.
Yeah.
Trust me on this one. It's actually good. And like I feel like I haven't recommended the show to someone who's watched it where they've been like, "Oh, this sucks." I feel like
Yeah.
the reaction has only been like, "This is way better than I ever thought it would be."
Yeah. Only Donald Trump would not like it, or would you like it if you want to?
I
This is the best anime.
I do think Donald Trump has a good amount of media literacy. I think
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't.
the best anime ever.
He talks. He would definitely tweet about it. He would be. He would be like, stupid, stupid Nami. Sanji deserves so much better. She treats him like dirt. It's so very bad.
Believe
Like
me.
like the Robert Pattinson, Kristen Stewart tweets.
Yeah,
He would tweet about One Piece.
be like she
He would just
treated him
have
like a dog.
he would have bad opinions about it.
Probably. Yeah, but yeah, no, it's cool that it got like a second life because it's like there's some anime where it's just like when they come over to the States, they just kind of like die and
Yeah.
then you never see them again, and then they're like really popular, or
Mhm.
they're like or it's kind of like I don't know, like Naruto was like I remember it was good on Toonami, and then it kind of like lost track when it became like Shippuden, and then it was like on Disney. Then it probably like lost a bunch of fans. But like One Piece, like when it got off for kids, went went to like Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically One Piece was in kind of limbo for a while where
Okay.
after the Four Kids dub fizzled out, after like a 150 or so episodes, nobody had the rights for a couple
Oh
years.
wow.
And then Funimation ended up like winning the bid and getting the rights, and they picked up where they left off with the dub. And
Hmm.
that was like still an era where I think dubbed anime was really important because people
Yeah.
watch anime on TV still.
Hmm.
Um, so it got picked back up and it was on Toonami, and this was maybe, I don't know, 2008, 2009, I want to say.
Hmm.
And that's around the time where I started hearing about it again, where like people
Hmm.
were like, oh, actually give this thing another try.
Hmm.
Um, so it's crazy to think like for those people who work at Funimation who started dubbing the show like halfway through it being done, they've been around for like 15 years, which is a long time in
Yeah.
its own right.
That's
You know,
yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, because it's been yeah, like I guess because it's like you like the podcast, the One Piece podcast, they've been doing that for like 15 years, something
yeah.
crazy like that. So it's like,
One Piece will end. It will
yeah.
not go on forever,
Hmm.
unfortunately. There comes a point in every One Piece fan's life where One Piece goes from being too long to not long enough, and it's sad.
Yeah.
And you sit and you wait every week for the chapter and you
Hmm.
read the chapter and you're like, oh my God. And then you got to talk to like four different people who also read the manga and be like,
Yeah.
oh, dude, when this happened, I literally cried. This is the saddest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Or like, you got to talk about your theories. One Piece is a media more than any other
Mm.
where it inspires you to just talk. You just have to talk about it. I don't know what it is, and I don't know if anybody knows why it's that way, but you can't watch it and not talk about it.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah. No, it seems like it, yeah. Or just like bring it up all the time.
Yeah,
There you go.
is
Yeah, but
definitely
like
true.
yeah, but like it's like but for it's like coming to an end, it's like it's not like that far, but it's like not that soon, right? It's kind of like, it's like 3 years. He changes it.
3 to 5 years.
Yeah, he kind of like changes his answer
He
sometimes.
he has changed his answer a lot.
Yeah.
There he has said 5 years a lot of the
Hmm.
time, but now there is like an end in sight.
Hmm.
And whenever anything happens, I'm like, oh my god, we're like getting there. We're like getting
Yeah.
to the end of this thing. I don't want it to be over.
Yeah. But yeah, because it's like he's like year 5. He has like transformations because he drink the thing. I'm like,
I'm
yeah,
yeah, I'm not at liberty to
okay.
expel such details,
Hmm.
but things are happening. The
Yeah.
way the things are happening in the world, and it's
Okay.
exciting.
You recommend this to people, young people, instead of like reading Harry Potter, they should like read One Piece.
One Piece has outsold Harry Potter,
Oh, that's
which
cool. Yeah.
is one of
Can't make
yeah.
any more money, that
It is the
awful J.K.
only
Rowling.
it is the only I think media franchise by one author that has outsold Harry Potter. So we stay
There we
winning.
go. We stay winning. Yeah, she
One Piece
sucks.
fans stay winning. She does. And
She
One
could
Piece
have.
also also a story with trans representation
Hmm.
too. Taking down Harry Potter feels good.
Yeah, it feels good because she's a turf. So yeah,
Yeah, she sucks.
she
We're not
does.
here to
Yeah.
talk about her.
No, no, she sucks. Fuck her.
Luffy would punch J.K. Rowling, I think, for sure.
Probably, yeah. Uh, probably. Yeah, but like, so I guess that brings us to the One Piece Netflix adaptation, which I want to hear your thoughts on when it was announced that it would be adapted, because I guess like anime adaptations are famously kind of like, don't have a good track record.
No, they don't.
Net Netflix especially, I guess, with Cowboy Bebop, and then probably some other stuff that I can't think of. So it didn't, I don't know, it didn't look good, at least for me on an outsider's perspective. But like, what was your like gut reaction?
So the like initial announcement for One Piece live action goes back, I think, to like 2016.
Hmm.
Like they were like, oh, we're gonna do this thing a really long time ago. And
Yeah.
back then, that was in the era when like people had been talking about like a live action Akira, live action Cowboy Bebop
Oh
for like
no,
10
direct,
years.
and then it would be directed by
I
Taika.
This is before you people were even talking about Taika. This is
Yeah,
like
before his villain
the
arc. Yeah.
yeah, this is
Sorry.
way back when all these like live action animes were
Hmm.
kind of in forever in production, and like none of them ever got made. So you're like,
Hmm.
this isn't gonna they're not gonna make live action One Piece.
Yeah.
And then live action Cowboy Bebop came out, and I was like, oh, they're gonna make live action One Piece. Oh
Hmm.
no. And it, I saw like the poster, and it's so hard to not like nitpick over every detail, but you're like I really don't want to judge this thing until it's done. But I said the same thing about Cowboy Bebop, and it
Yeah.
was so bad.
It's
So
not very good. Yeah, it got one season.
I, as much as I, because I remember you asking me like, what do you think? I'm like, I also hate trailers.
Hmm.
So I said, watch the trailer, and I was like, this doesn't look bad, but I don't want to have any thoughts until I actually watch the show.
Yeah.
And then it dropped. And about like 30 or 40 minutes into the first episode, I found myself like actually really engaged. And I was like, this is good.
Hmm.
Like looking around in the room, like to the non-existent audience, be like, guys, you seen this? Like,
Yeah.
this isn't bad. I'm pleasantly surprised. And like there's just like a lot of little nods to fans, especially in like that first episode or two, where there's
Hmm.
like a really popular song from the anime that's like an instrumental just going on in the background that like you would not notice, and like most people who aren't familiar with the anime would never notice, but it's like that's playing, and I'm like, oh my god, that's Bink Sake.
Hmm.
And it's like, I don't want to be one of those people where you watch a Marvel movie and you're like, oh, I know that
You're
character.
pointing out, yeah, it's like the meme.
Oh yeah, like
It's
oh, I know that.
Orko.
But
Yeah.
it like tells me that it's not even those things specifically that make me like the show, but it tells me that the people making the show cared about the source material. So it
Mhm.
kind of like let me relax and be like, okay,
Yeah.
I'll I'll watch this with an open mind. And
Yeah.
it was good.
Yeah, because it's like for like stuff like that, I think of it almost like a checklist sometimes with like creators where they're like adapting it. It's like we have to, like for Marvel, I don't know, it's like we got to name drop Universe 616 because
Yeah.
this is Marvel. Like, but like, is there any point to like show us that? And then I don't know, like Easter eggs here, they seem like more organic or like just like a
Yeah.
nice detail.
And it would make sense, right? Because like if with that specific instance is like a song that canonically exists in the world that like people play. It's like a famous song in the world that people play. So it being there in the background in the bar would make sense that like somebody's jamming this song that
Yeah.
everybody knows. So yeah, and from that moment on, and I think I was in the first or second episode, I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch this with an open mind. And the
Hmm.
bug, like you have the Buggy stuff in episode
Yeah.
2.
Buggy creeps me out. I like him as a
Buggy is
villain. Hate
great.
clowns.
He is a like fan favorite character.
Hmm.
He's one of Oda's favorite characters,
Yeah.
and they like adapted him perfectly. He's not one to one. He's definitely like more menacing, but the like tenor, the like kind of like he's like a joke. Like
Hmm. Yeah.
he's supposed to be funny, and they executed that perfectly. And then for me, I think the live action definitely takes a dip once you go to Syrup Village,
Hmm.
which is episodes 3 and 4, which is like not a fan favorite arc in the anime or
Oh, it's
manga.
not? Okay.
People do not like Usopp
That's
early
when he,
on.
yeah, that's like when he has to like cook and like go into the like restaurant and everything. He overspends his money.
This is when he's in the village with the sick girl and the evil
Hmm.
butler,
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
the cat claws.
Yeah.
Yeah, people don't like people don't like Captain Kuro. They don't
He
like.
was fine. I mean, it's like cool,
Yeah,
you know?
he's fine, but
Yeah.
I think compared to the rest of the story, he kind of sticks out as a weak point.
Hmm.
And the adaptation, I enjoyed that the live action was so faithful that the worst part of the show was still Syrup Village.
Yeah.
They adapted it so well that they
Hmm.
maintained even the worst part is still bad.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, the Sanji stuff,
Hmm.
the when he's
Problematic fave, Sanji.
problematic fave Sanji, I think they did him really well.
Yeah, I
And
like the actor. Yeah.
he's great.
Yeah.
And Zeph, the his like mentor, his cookie mentor,
Hmm.
looks like he looks perfect. He's so ridiculous with the gigantic hat and the braided mustache and the peg leg, but like all of that stuff that you think wouldn't work in live action, it's just like yeah, it's goofy, but it works in the world.
Yeah, because it's like, I mean, for like some of the stuff I like, I don't know, like when you try to like I don't know, like comics or anime, like you have to like just like go into it. Like this is like ridiculous or like this exists in the world. Like either it all can exist or like not any of it, you know?
Yeah, they didn't try to make it like super gritty.
Oh yeah.
Like all the backstories are pretty faithful, like one to
Mm.
one, all of the character
Yeah,
backstories.
like Luffy, the guy gives him the hat, right? Luffy.
Yes,
Yeah.
he gives, yeah,
Who's that guy again? The pirate?
Shanks,
Shanks. Okay,
red
Shanks.
haired Shanks. Yeah, he gives
Yeah.
Luffy the hat. And Sanji, when he's starving like on the island with Zeph, that's pretty much exactly how it goes. And Zeph eats his own leg instead of taking food away from the kid.
Mm,
um
that was a good moment.
yeah, Nami's backstory, which is in episode 7,
Hmm.
um all that stuff. There's like an amazing scene at the end of episode 7. Everybody who's watching knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Which is a fan favorite scene in the anime and manga.
Hmm.
Is like one of those moments where people say like, okay, now I'm hooked.
Yeah.
It is like a very emotional, like Luffy puts his hat on Nami. She asks him for help, and he's
Mm,
just like, of course I will.
yeah.
And he's
Luffy's
like,
such a good guy.
he's such a good guy. And they're like that. It's those moments that I feel like they managed to adapt super well. Like
Yeah.
the emotion of the show, they get the tone right when it needs to be.
Yeah, because the tone like it felt like really lighthearted, but then like I don't know, it was like serious, you know, sometimes.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's One Piece. One Piece is a fun adventure fun, carefree adventure with like very deep undertones and you know heartbreaking backstories and large eventually like large stakes. An
Mhm.
entire village is at stake, an entire country, the entire world. um but adventure is still the most important thing,
Yeah.
so just having a
Yeah.
good time.
It's having a good time with your friends.
Yeah,
Right? There you go. Yeah, like Shanks and everyone, yeah, they're adapted pretty interesting, or at least I don't know, I'm just doing research on it and everything because it's kind of hard to do catch up on 1,000 episodes, but I think I got by,
yeah,
right? Yeah. And then Uday is also involved pretty like heavily, which is like really
yeah.
cool.
Oda
Oda,
is
see, yeah, Oda, sorry.
Oda is was pretty heavily involved, and he did like talk about like like some of the like press stuff. They're like release messages where he's like, "Oh, I don't like this scene. You guys need to reshoot it," or like
Hmm.
he's pretty vocal about like some of these things weren't working, and we did it again, and it worked.
Yeah.
So I think like his involvement definitely comes through in a lot of ways,
Hmm.
and I think just from like looking at behind the scenes stuff and watching interviews, the showrunner Matt Owens seems like the absolute perfect person to pick. Like,
Yeah.
dude is a huge One Piece fan.
He's a super weeb.
He knows, like,
Yeah.
listening to him on a couple of podcasts just talk about the manga
Hmm.
and talk about his favorite arcs and like some of the things he gets out of it. I think he shows like an incredibly deep understanding of the source
Hmm.
material. And I'm like, that's a perfect guy. Like,
That's my
give
guy.
him the most freedom. Like
Yeah.
whatever he wants. Like I know working on bigger productions, there's a lot of stakeholders, a lot of notes.
Yeah.
My note for season 2 is
Yeah.
let Matt Owens do what he wants.
Just let him
Like,
go. Let him go like him.
I trust that dude. I
Yeah.
trust that dude to
Hmm.
bring me along for the ride, whatever they
Yeah.
got cooking for season 2.
They're cooking. What do you think of the finale? Like how it ends, or like cliffhanger wise?
So I do have an issue. I think for me, the weakest part of the live action is the B plot
Okay.
with the like marine stuff.
Yeah,
Uh,
with the kid with the glasses, it's like, and then it's
Kobe,
like
I
it's
love Kobe and Helmeppo,
okay.
and Garp, Luffy's grandpa in the
Yeah.
manga.
Yeah.
They're incredible.
Yeah.
In the live action, they take a lot of creative liberties
Liberties. Okay.
with character motivations. I think like Garp his not it doesn't feel right to me. Like
Yeah.
he's like cool and he doesn't really care about the government even though he's a marine, but
Hmm.
in the live action he seems more like a kind of a zealot for the government until
Okay.
he's not,
Uh-huh.
and he's just like testing Luffy. I don't know. I think it was like kind of clumsily done and it moved
Hmm.
a lot of material that happens later to be earlier.
Yeah. I
Um
mean,
so it's not even safe for a lot of people who watch the anime to look at the live action until they hit like 300 episodes in.
hmm.
Because Garp being Luffy's grandfather, although it's part of the live action, is like not in the manga until later. Like Garp
Oh,
is a
okay.
character you see, and then when you find out it's his grandpa, you're supposed to be like, "What? Holy shit!" But in this, they just give it away like instantly.
Yeah, it's kind of like whenever they would cut to like the Marines or like on the thing, like I didn't care as much. I was just like, all right, I want to
Yeah,
go back to Luffy.
this
So
is
it's like
when you're rewatching Game of Thrones and you just fast forward all the Daenerys scenes.
Daenerys, yeah, she's just like around. It's
Yeah,
like getting
it's
those
like
dragons. She'll get them. She'll like go to the mainland
I know where this
eventually.
is going.
Yeah,
I don't want to watch this. Fast
yeah,
forward.
yeah. And she's
Take me
just
back to Winterfell.
yeah before she does like a genocide or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Daenerys.
Luckily Garp does not do a genocide.
Hmm.
So we can still support him even though in the live action he's not as awesome as he is in the
Yeah.
manga.
Why do you think they changed that? They're just like we need an antagonist or like some sort of thing.
I think they're just like we need a B plot. We need something else to cut to.
Oh,
It's like what
okay.
else?
Yeah.
If you think about like most comics, most
Hmm.
manga is like, especially if you read early One Piece, it's there's no B plot going on for a lot of it, so there's nothing else to cut to.
Hmm.
So like, well, we gotta have this thing over here so we can cut
Yeah.
away and cut back.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, it makes sense. Yeah. It was just kind of like just not as interesting.
No, not as
That's good.
interesting.
Yeah. But it's cool. But yeah, no, I guess definitely on board for season three, which got renewed. Got renewed, right?
It did. We're getting
Yeah.
a season two.
All right. Staying winning.
The
Um,
One Piece fans stay winning.
yeah, there you go. But yeah, no, it's cool to see it do well too, because it's like, I think you said or Sean said like, it's like it brings interest to like to the anime itself, to the manga. It's not going to be like perfect, but it's like almost like an introduction for people like me that
Yeah,
didn't read
exactly.
anything.
If it
It's
works
like
as a
Cliff Notes.
commercial, if it works as a commercial, which it has, like
Hmm.
I've like heard a lot of people just being like, I'm starting the manga or I'm starting the anime because I watched live action and I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So if it's that, that's all I want from it, right? Because this show, at the end of the day, it's not for me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read the manga.
For me.
I'm occasionally watch the anime.
Yeah.
The live action wasn't made for me, but I will. If it's good, I'm gonna come out and support it.
Okay.
And if it brings people in, that's great.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, got me to get into the world and look at the
Yeah.
lore. Probably like go on the wikis, read more about it.
don't spoil yourself, Gene. Don't go to the One Piece wiki, dude. Just watch, just read the
Okay.
comic.
All right. Yeah, I'll keep
That
reading
goes
then.
for you too. Anybody watching, don't like Google what is the One Piece
Which Gear
treasure.
5? Yeah. What's the
What? Yeah,
one?
don't
Oh, I don't want
Google.
that spoiled. Yeah.
Please don't.
Okay.
Just enjoy, because One Piece is, at the end of the day, it's a mystery
Hmm.
story, and like consuming it as a mystery story makes it so much more fun
Yeah.
because there is so much to be uncovered. There's so much about the world that is mysterious. There's so much shrouded in silhouette.
Hmm.
There's like the main plot eventually becomes um about uncovering like an ancient hidden history that has been
Yeah.
lost to time. So like One Piece is a mystery.
Hmm.
Don't ruin it
Yeah.
by
Don't ruin it. Yeah.
looking things up, please.
Well, I was gonna say so in later seasons because they got like 1,000 episodes to adapt. Like, what is the gist of that? Like, is it like one season's gonna be like 20 episodes, 30 episodes? Like, how
I
many
have
was this? How many was this?
This
Like,
is
was it
8 episodes,
okay?
and
So they
it
got like
adapted about just shy of like 100 chapters of the manga, which is a
okay,
lot.
that's a lot. Yeah, they got
But
900 more.
the thing is, One Piece starts to get more and more dense,
Ah, okay.
and it's kind of impossible to skip things because they all come back. Like
Hmm.
One Piece is a story where it's such a Chekhov's gun story where you have like 50 Chekhovs in East Blue, you have 50 guns that are coming
On
off
the
of
table,
the
yeah,
mantle. It's
yeah.
like it's so hard. Even in this first season, there are a couple things where there's like a fishman character, Hachi, who's not in the show, and it's like,
Okay,
well, if you don't have Hachi, then this thing later on isn't going to work because he's
yeah.
really important, or and it's like there's all these little details where if like you don't introduce this thing early on,
Hmm.
there's a domino effect of like, oh, this moment later on won't have the same impact, or
Yeah,
you can't
that's
even do
tricky.
it.
Hmm.
It is. I don't know how they're gonna do it.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, so it's like stuff I know. They didn't have Chopper, right? They didn't have Chopper
The
in
Chopper's not there yet. Yeah, they
not
don't
there.
get
Okay,
Chopper until they go to Drum Island.
okay, because like my question is okay, because it's like I wanted to see Chopper because he seems interesting,
We
but
love Chopper. Yeah,
what the fuck is Chopper?
the
What is
Chopper.
yeah?
Chopper is a reindeer that
Okay, reindeer.
eats the human fruit.
Mm-hmm.
So he has the ability.
Because there's gum gun fruit,
There's the
which
gum fruit.
yeah,
There he has the ability to turn into a human. So he's just like a reindeer guy.
okay, but he's not like fully human.
No, he's just a reindeer guy.
Okay, okay, and yeah, how do you think they'll adapt him? I'm just curious.
I hope they put a 4-year-old child into a suit. If they have, I hope they. It's like a Warwick Davis situation.
Mm-hmm. They could hire Warwick Davis. He needs some work.
Yeah, I I don't know. Um,
They don't pay me to think about this.
this is all questions. There's honestly, if you think Chopper
It's like out there,
is
yeah.
rough, there's One Piece character designs that are not going to be adapted faithfully because you can't. Because
Yeah.
sometimes people in One Piece are just 25 feet tall. They're not giant. There's a race of giants. The giants
It's
are like
giants. I
150
didn't know
feet
about the
tall.
Giants
No,
either.
the giants are like hundreds of feet tall. But like if you're a dude and you're strong, you could be like 20, 25 feet tall. And of course
Yeah,
the answer is
I
like,
think.
oh, you can't adapt that, so it's just gonna be a normal guy.
Well, do
Um
like the Hobbit or like Lord of the
do a
Rings. It's
forced perspective.
horse perspective. Yeah,
It's too much.
that's too
Uh,
much. Like,
but there is something lost
mhm.
when certain people aren't just 25 feet tall.
Yeah, we need some freakishly tall people.
You do.
God, Sean.
You need like three freakishly tall people in a trench coat to play one character.
I want it in the trench coat. Though. I want that.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for further seasons. I'm gonna keep watching because it just feels like it's just like stuff where it's just like, oh, I never knew that. That's cool. And then it's just like you keep telling me things where it's like there's magic and elves and like all these things. I'm like, oh, that's really interesting. Like it seems like they could work, it works in their like world. It's not like, anything where they're just like pulling bullshit. But yeah, that seems cool. Yeah, that's awesome. I guess just kind of wrapping up here because it's like
Uh-huh.
I'm on board. You've enlightened me more about One Piece that I'll keep watching. Probably just the Netflix, but we'll see. We'll see what else happens. Um,
I can fix you.
thanks. Yeah. So there was a addition to the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade
There
this year.
was.
This is the second anime character um that's
Well,
been in
are we
the
counting Pikachu?
oh, okay, third. Yeah, third. Okay. Like third or fourth. I don't know. Character that was introduced to the parade, which was Luffy.
Hmm.
It, he was there. Son Goku has been there for a while, like 5 years, right?
I think Son Goku is a
Yeah.
recent addition. I
Yeah,
feel like
like
this is only his second year, right?
no, it's like his fifth year.
Wow, time
Because
flies.
yeah, because I have a recording where it's like Al Roker famously mispronounces Super Saiyan.
Super. Well, he and Steve Yurko has pointed this out on the
Okay,
One Piece
okay,
podcast,
yeah, yeah.
which I
Name
agree with.
drop. Steve Urkel's great.
He
Love him.
Al Roker has mispronounced it correctly accidentally because in Japanese he's actually
It's Super
pronouncing,
Saiyan.
yeah, they're Cyanogen or
Science.
science.
Yeah.
They're science. If
Mhm.
you listen to the
What if what
Japanese,
if what if like Al Roker is like a secret weeb? What if that's like the
yeah,
thing we
he's
don't know?
he's picking his
He's
battles.
like
Like he's
John
like,
Cena.
I'm not gonna say it the American way. Like get this, gets the script and just throws it out.
Like I think he said like Brawly or something, but that's
Yeah,
like the current correct way of saying it,
yeah.
which is like I love seeing like Al Roker just like every year because it was just Thanksgiving recently. I look forward to Thanksgiving parade, not for the floats,
It's for
not
him.
for it's for him. Yeah,
He
it's just
did
for Al.
pronounce Luffy correctly. I'm so
Luffy, he
proud of him.
did. I'm very proud of him
Which just
too.
adds to the like Al Roker Japanophile allegations. Like
I think so.
he's never gonna beat the allegations that,
Secret Weave Al Roker. He goes to Japan yearly, makes a trip.
yeah,
He went to go see the giant Gundam.
yeah.
His photo. He's a weatherman, right? What does he do?
I don't
He's
know.
what?
You
Yeah.
know he shit himself one time. That's like the Al Roker thing.
Wait, really? I
Maybe,
didn't know about this. Now
yeah,
you have to
like
say it.
he Al Roker shit himself and like talked about it on
Josh,
like live on TV.
he's
I
proud
don't
of
Now I'm thinking he might have shit himself. He was like reading One Piece. It was like a particularly incredible chapter, and Al Riker just like loosed his bowels.
Oh my god. Like what like what he like did he talk about this like on air, like in the TV and on a podcast? Like
I'm gonna have to plead the fifth. I don't remember all.
where he talking he
I'm
did shit
sorry.
himself.
I'm sorry, audience. I don't want to spread Al Roker shitting himself misinformation. I
Hmm.
know that he shit himself. These are the details we know. But do your own research, okay?
Yeah.
Beyond
don't
the
don't look on the Daily Wires.
yeah. I'm gonna look on Google Trends tomorrow for Al
Yeah.
Roker shitting himself. And if there's not a spike from
Hmm.
today, then
Yeah.
we know
We failed.
yeah, we know we failed.
But yeah, no, it was cool. It was cool to see Luffy in the parade. There was an incident that happened, unfortunately, where his hat poked into a tree. Did you see that? So it's like either
I
they're
did.
walking and they have like all the parade people and they're kind of like doing this and like I think like the wind took the because I'm watching this, I'm like analyzing this because I'm like I was watching it live, like, no.
You're it's like the Zapruder film. Like
Yeah,
you're like, we
back
need
into
to
the right.
find the specific branch and cut the branch down.
It messed up
Like
because I've never I think
going
that's
frame by
happened.
frame.
Yeah, because it's like they're walking and then it like a gust of wind and then it just goes into the tree and then the tree just like snaps his hat and then
Yeah.
his hat became like a people were saying it was
Like a fedora, like
no,
a
yeah, it
straw
was like
bowler.
bowler hat. It was bowler
He's
hat.
got a
Yeah.
straw bowler on. I do think it's fitting that the canonically rubber guy who can blow himself up like a
Mhm.
balloon gets popped. I think that's very funny.
Yeah. It's I mean they made the best of it. I mean like parade or excuse me, balloons at the parade have famously deflated or exploded. I think there was like a Garfield balloon that like exploded one year. I think Barney was traumatic for the kids, but like it's kind of funny now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any did you watch the parade? Do you watch the Macy's Day?
I
No?
didn't. I watched clips of
Oh,
Luffy, my
like
beloved
on
son.
on
Yeah,
Twitter.
and
'Cause
like looking at Goku's his delts, like his definition.
yeah.
Goku's. I need him to drop the routine.
Yeah.
He's looking great
He's
still.
looking, yeah, he looks better than he did on Dragon Ball Super, which the animation is not
Yeah,
so super.
he's in his like 50s and 60s or
He is, yeah,
60s.
canonically, I think he's like 50.
He looks
He's up there,
man.
dude. Of
He's looking great.
course, yeah, he's up there. He's looking good. He's got the Saiyan jeans.
Or
You know,
cyan, if you will.
Cyan. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. But like, yeah, I was gonna say, watching the parade because this is like watching it through. I'm like, there's like so many musicals. I'm like, I think and there was other stuff too, but like it's mainly musicals now. And I'm like, I think like the Macy's Day Thanksgiving Parade is for theater kids. I think it's just for theater kids. Like it's like a theater kid production because it's like every single like float has like a musical number or they're like advertising stuff on Broadway, which is like I guess that's a big thing in New York. But I'm
Mhm.
like man, this is like a mini theater production. I don't know.
I I always thought it was for band kids.
Those for
I
band
was
kids. Yeah.
strongly associated it with like band kids. You'd like
Yeah.
meet you'd like meet a kid when you were like 15 who's like, yeah, actually my older sister played the flute in the Thanksgiving Day parade.
Yeah.
That's their claim to fame.
It's like, oh, that's great, man. That's
Yeah.
awesome. She was like freezing. It rained.
It
It
sucks,
rained.
dude. Marching band sucks.
It does. Were you in marching band?
Yeah, it's
Oh
not
wow.
good.
Oh okay. I was never in. I can't play any instruments, so commend you because it's like you get like rained on, right? Rained on. It's
Yeah,
cold.
you gotta walk and play your instrument and
Yeah.
then hope
What
you
instrument?
play. I played trumpet.
You play
Yeah,
trumpet? Okay, cool.
play quiet enough so that no one can hear you.
Yeah.
It
Play class.
sucks.
Yeah. Don't go into band, I guess, for future kids.
Don't do it.
Yeah. But yeah, it was cool to see Luffy. They made it work. Excuse me. Got more recognition. I don't know. It's just cool novelty to see.
Finally, we're in the mainstream. One
Yeah.
Piece may be the best selling comic by a single author of all time.
Hmm.
One Piece might be the best selling work of fiction behind only Superman. But
Hmm.
now that we're in the Thanksgiving Day parade, I mean, guys, I think we made it.
Gotta taking this W.
Yeah, finally,
Look at us.
finally, One Piece fans get a W.
Yeah, look at us. Who would have thought? not me. But it was cool. Yeah, it was a great experience. But I guess just wrapping up here. What do you have any last kind of One Piece thoughts or Thanksgiving thoughts? Does it go with Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I'm very thankful for One Piece.
Okay.
I'm very thankful for my friends. One
Yes.
Piece, like all anime and manga, is ultimately it's about friendship,
Hmm.
and it's about overthrowing an oppressive hierarchy. You
Yeah.
know, the normal
Which
stuff.
we have to do. Yeah.
I'm thankful that Henry Kissinger is dead.
Me too. Yeah.
Um,
He's in the ground. He's getting, he's keeping Nixon company.
is he in the ground yet? Do you know
Uh,
where he's buried?
I
Please
don't
please DM me the location of
know. For
Henry
reasons.
Kissinger's
For
grave.
reasons. Yeah.
Um, yeah. My final thoughts. Read One Piece. If you don't want to read it, watch the anime. If you don't want to watch the anime, watch the live action. See if that changes your mind. And
Yeah.
if it's not for you, it's not for you. But
Yeah.
give it a try. You might
Okay.
be surprised.
Yeah. If you're Al Roker, it's definitely for you.
Yeah, I think so. I
See,
think
yeah.
yeah. Whoopi is a live action fan.
Yeah. There
Did
you
you see
go.
that? Whoopi
Would be
Goldberg.
would be
She talked about it on the View.
no,
She plugged.
no.
She
Really?
did. She plugged
Mm,
the live action on the View. Whoopi, look. Whoopi was in Star Trek: The Next Generation.
yeah,
Okay,
she's that one character, yeah.
she's Guinan.
She may have some bad views on some things, but she got some good views on anime. It
Yeah,
seems like.
she's she likes One Piece live action.
Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Put that in
Well,
the banner and the thumbnail.
Whoopi.
Like Whoopi,
She's
Whoopi, like a
reading like
Whoopi, like a
she's reading the Magna.
Whoopi. Oh yeah, Whoopi Goldberg.
Uh, I want her like dressed in like her nun outfit from like the Sister Act, and she's like
Yeah,
the funniest thing. But yeah, just kind of wrapping up here. I'm gonna say, I'm a fan of One Piece now. I'm gonna keep watching. Probably doing some reading. I don't know. This is all new to me. It's all new. So I'm glad. I'm glad you introduced me. Thankful because this is kind of I guess Thanksgiving theme. I don't know. Terrible holiday. Thankful for you. You're a good friend. You have some good recommendations.
thankful for you, Gene.
Oh,
Thanks for
thank you.
having me on.
Oh, of course, yeah. So yeah, we'll recommend One Piece. But where can people find you at? If you want to plug your Twitter, which I don't know how long we'll have that till, because
Yeah.
it's on the way out. I don't know. They lost a ton of advertisers.
My Twitter is at Vinny Majunior,
You,
VINNY
mm-hmm,
MAHJUNIOR.
mm-hmm. Do
Um,
you want to explain that handle?
yeah, it is a Dragon Ball reference that like most people don't actually get. Is
I got
pick
it. I got it.
I appreciate that. Most people don't get it. It's Piccolo when he entered Piccolo Jr. when he enters the 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament. He
Mm-hmm,
uses the pseudonym Mo Jr., which means Demon Jr.
mm-hmm,
And I always thought it was cool. I always liked it.
mm-hmm.
And yeah, Dragon Ball is also good.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, we could do a whole other podcast on Dragon Ball, but that could be in the future. That could be another thing. I don't know when Damioa comes out or whatever the new one is, where they're
I'm not.
babies.
I will not be.
You're not going to see it.
Will not be partaking.
GT2. You don't want to see it. I don't know.
I will. I'm abstaining.
Well, maybe
I'm
there might
Dragon
be
Ball sober right now.
Dragon Ball. So maybe there might be another movie. You like superhero, right? Maybe.
No, I like Broly. I'm
Bro, okay.
superhero. I have complicated opinions.
All right.
On
Well,
3D CGI anime.
you gave you gave Piccolo. He's my boy. Gave
I
him some
do.
relevance.
Do you love Piccolo?
I love Piccolo too.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll definitely follow you on the Twitter because you have some good tweets, some good shit posts. I always retweet you because you're funny.
Thank
But
you. My
thank you.
biggest fan.
Oh, no, thank you. But yeah, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, G9892. You can follow the Waffle Press at the Waffle Press podcast on Twitter. However long that'll be around. We're on Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud. Like, share, subscribe. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We've been professionally unprofessional.